your friends on your left and right side and just please focus for the next 10 minutes on what I'm about to say. And I will also touch a few minutes on the topic as well. All the brothers here are witness as well. And we ask Allah that whatever is going to be said is accepted, inshallah, and something enters our hearts to become better people in our life. You know, my brothers, in our life, the small life that we have in our life that Allah has blessed us with, Allah has given us this life as a trust, as a amana. And you today, you sit here wishful and hopeful thinking that you have a long time to go, that you're gonna live until 50, 60, 70, right? But in the past 2 years, I've had the most interesting 2 years of my life. In the span of 2 years, I've lost two of my students and also youth who passed away in the past 2 years in our community in Brooklyn at the age of 14 and at the age of 16. They were also sitting down here thinking that they're going to live until 40, 50, 60. You know, they're gonna have a good job, they're gonna have a good income, they're gonna drive AMG, they're gonna, wear designer clothes, Nike Tech. They also had goals and ambitions in life. But little did they know that Allah cut their life in half and took them away at the age of 14 and 16. So my brothers, today when you sit here hopeful and wishful thinking you have a long life to go, even though you're at a young age, you have to understand that our life is not promised to us. Nothing in this life is promised to us. Your mom, your dad, your friends that you have, the food that you have, the blessings you have in your life, it can be snatched away from you like this overnight. So what is Allah trying to teach us? What is He trying to teach us? He's trying to tell us that the little life that you have, you try your best to be a good you try your best to be a good Muslim growing up. You try your best to surround yourself with good people. And sometimes we think that good people are people who don't smoke, who don't have girlfriend, who don't talk, curse. Good people are those who respect their parents. No. Yes, these are some type of good people. But what are true good friends? What are true good brotherhood? What? Friends that remind you of Allah. Friends that when you're doing bad things, when you're not praying a salah, when you're talking to girls, when you're doing haram things, they check you. They tell you, yo bro, what are you doing? Yo, this is not who we are. These are real friends. And you need to ask yourself, every one of you guys have a circle, right? I'm sure every one of you guys here, when you guys go downstairs, I'm sure you guys are gonna be with your circle. So you gotta ask yourself, is this circle gonna take me to Jannah? Is these friends that I'm hanging around with, that I'm laughing with, are these the friends that are gonna take me to Jannah, yes or no? And if it's not those friends, then you need to question your circle. You need to question your brotherhood. When you're doing something wrong, you're not supposed to. Are your friends telling you, yo bro, you're better than that? We come from a good family. We're Muslim. Or are they someone who's just, if you're smoking or if you're talking to, if you're doing bad things online, you listen to music and they're just like, yeah. Oh, you heard that new song that came out? You heard this that came out? If you have these type of friends, you need to really question and check your circle. Because in the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ, he mentions that when you go to Jannah, right, the people that when they go to Jannah, they will go to Jannah in their friend groups. They will enter Jannah in groups. So you ask yourself, your friends right now, are they people that you genuinely feel that you're going to go to Jannah with? Ask yourself. And it's okay for your friends to make mistakes. No one is perfect. But when you see that your friends are doing something bad, when you see that your brother, he hasn't been praying, he hasn't been reading Quran, he hasn't been respectful to his parents, he's talking to girls, he's doing so many bad things. When you see that and you decide not to help him out, then same thing, it goes back to the hadith. As the Prophet ﷺ mentions, You will either go to Jahannam with the friends that you have, or your friends will take you to Jannah. So it's your choice. But back to what I was saying, I've had the most interesting 2 years of my life. I'll share a story with you guys so you guys understand, right, how valuable life is, how precious your life is. One of my students, he was 15 years old. He was caught in, he was 15 years old. He was a very good student. He used to come pray. He used to do everything good in Brooklyn. But unfortunately, he went to high school and he started cutting off his friends that used to remind him of doing good things, and he started making different friends. He started making non-Muslim friends. He started making friends, right, that made him do bad things. And we know what bad things are. I don't have to explain to you guys what are bad things. I'm sure you guys know what are bad things. So he started doing bad things with them, unfortunately this, that, and he was lost in his life. And next thing you know, if you guys go to high school or middle school, whenever there's a fight, what happens? Everybody's like, oh, yo, there's a fight, let's go check it out. I don't know if you guys do it in Queens or Long Island. You guys are probably, I'm not sure if it happens around over here. You see, there you go, my boy over there. What's your name, brother? Huh? Manan. He knows the vibes, right? So Manan, no, it's about to get serious. So Manan, there was a fight and stuff, and he wasn't involved. So usually, what are you supposed to do right after school? You're supposed to go home. You're not supposed to go out and see the fight, and because anything can happen. So guess what happened? There was a fight versus like 2 other guys, and like more than 50, 60 kids went to the park to go to go see the fight. And half of them were Muslim kids, and he was one of them. So they started fighting and everything. Not him, he was just in the back, just watching the fight, taking an Instagram video. And then one of the 15-year-old kid, right? He went back to his book bag, he took out a gun, and he started shooting all around. 10, 15 bullets going all around. Everyone is ducking down and running. This is the true story, I'm telling you. This happened 2 years ago. You could check it on the news. So what happened? Out of all those kids, some kids got injured, and they went to the hospital, they were okay. But my student, he got shot 4 times in the back. And he dropped to the floor. And his friends around him was like, yo, Farid, yo, wake up, bro, wake up. Are you okay? Wake up. And he's not breathing. And then they take him to the emergency, and he passes away on the way to the hospital. Now, we don't question the life that he lived. We hope and we pray that Allah forgives all his sins and grants him Jannah. But we learn from this lesson that what happens when you involve yourself with bad friends, when you don't care about your surrounding. This is what happens. Unfortunately for him, right? He was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But this is what happens. One of my other students, he was a very good-hearted kid. But unfortunately, because of his friends, sometimes he never used to come to the masjid, or sometimes he probably didn't take his salah serious. And this is not my words. These are the words of his friends. And then he started slowly changing his life. One day he got out of his house. His mom bought him a birthday gift. He has no father, single mother, only child. Think about this. He goes on the bicycle, and you know how sometimes, I don't know if you guys do it here, but sometimes you have your friend in the back, right? And you guys ride the bike. So he had 3 people. He had 2 people in the back. So he was going on the road, and he was right behind a truck. And the truck was signaling left side, and they were going right. So they're thinking, okay, nothing's gonna happen. Broad daylight, 2:30 p.m. on a Saturday. They're going right, and the truck decides to go right too. And as they're going, they can't pedal fast because there's 3 people on the bike. And then the truck doesn't see them, and they ran over the entire bike. 2 people in the back, they immediately get to jump off, but my student, he couldn't jump off, and the entire truck ran over his whole body. His brain splattered on the spot. They said when they took his body to the hospital, his mom couldn't even recognize his son's face. That's how bad it was. And he passed away like that. 4 months ago, one of my students, 16 years old, he comes to me and he tells me, Ustad, I'm tired of doing all these bad things. I'm tired of like not praying and not being on my deen and everything, and he starts crying to me because of his sins. And he starts changing his life. He makes intention. That same night, his stomach starts hurting and everything. He goes to the emergency. The doctor does test everything, and he tells him that, son, you need to call your mom and dad and family. We have some very important news to tell you. The next morning, his mom, dad, everyone comes, and the doctor says to his mom, dad, that I'm sorry to tell you, but your son has been diagnosed with stomach cancer. For the past 5 months, he's been doing chemotherapy. And he's calling me sometimes, he's saying, Ustad, I'm not scared of death anymore. I don't care. I just want to live for whatever life that I have left, whatever 1 year, 5 months, 6 months I have left. I just want to live. I just want to live praying and reading Quran and being a good Muslim. Because for the past 16 years of my life, I feel like I didn't do anything for my akhirah. I feel like if I die in the next 5 months, I don't have nothing to stand in front of Allah with. I don't have nothing to take with me in the grave. So I don't really care about death. This is a 16-year-old kid saying this. And it took him what? It took him 16 years of his life. And when he got cancer, now he realized the importance of life and how serious it is. So my question to you guys today is this. Is it going to take your life for you to understand how serious it is to be a good Muslim? How serious it is to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with good brothers, with people that remind you of Allah? Do you want to have cancer for you to be reminded that life is short? Or are we just going to be one of those that just lives our life like animals, just eating haram food from McDonald's, talking to girls, doing bad things? Your mom and dad, every single day, they work so hard and they're trusting you, thinking that you're doing the right thing. But little do they know that we're doing so many bad things behind their back. This is not the life that Allah wants us to live, my brothers. So the reason why I'm mentioning these stories, these incidents, it's not for you to feel bad. Don't feel bad for my 2 students that passed away. Don't feel bad for my student that has cancer. They're gonna have to answer and stand in front of Allah with their life. Now the question is, what life will you stand in front of Allah with? How much did you do in this world to stand in front of Allah and say, Ya Allah, I did this much. I've tried my best to be a good Muslim every day, even though things were hard, even though my friends were doubting me and they were making fun of me, but I still prayed. I didn't care what people said. So you got to ask yourself, my brothers, that everybody is living their life. And if you're 13 and 14, 15, you're 20, you're 30, it don't matter, because life is the biggest surprise. So time is short, but in today's small little message, because I know you guys are hungry, I want each and every single one of you guys, number one, to check your circle. Those 3, 4 friends that you have, are they people that take you away from the remembrance of Allah, or are they someone who puts back the love of Allah back in your heart? Who are your friends? Who are you? Ask yourself. Because the clock is ticking and life doesn't wait for anyone. No one. يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ وَأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَبَنِيهِ. When you go down in that grave, you think it's a joke. But your own mom, your own brother, your own sister, your own dad, your friends, no one is going to help you then. No one. So this one life that we have in this life, my brothers, we have to take it serious. Yeah, it's enjoy your time with your family, spend time, play basketball, have a good time. But if you see any bad things going on in your community, within your friends, you immediately try your best to help them out. Like, I wish my students had better friends growing up. Maybe they would be here today. So, my dear brothers, This is one lesson from you guys. And lastly, I know the topic is about halal or consuming halal. It is absolutely very important, and I want you to understand this. When we consume haram things in our life, right? Allah has made it so easy. There's so many halal restaurants, but when we choose to eat McDonald's and haram things and stuff like that, you are putting poison in your body. The Prophet ﷺ, he mentions what? He says what? He says 40 days of your du'as are not accepted when you eat haram, when you drink, when you smoke. 40 days of your prayers are not accepted. So now you just ask yourself, that bite of that burger in McDonald's, that haram food that you eat from McDonald's or from, Taco Bell or wherever you guys eat, that steak that you wanted to eat so bad that you know is haram, is it worth 40 days of your prayer? Is it worth 40 days of your dua not being accepted? It's not. It's not worth it. And what is halal? What is halal? Very simple. Very simple. Anything that's slaughtered in the name of Allah, Bismillah, is halal. A lot of people, they get in the wrong misconception. Halal is everything except for pork. No. Right? Obviously, we know pork is haram. We know that. We'll never eat pork as Muslims. People think, you go to McDonald's, it's chicken, beef. No. If it's not slaughtered in the name of Allah, Bismillah, it is haram. It's like poison going in your body. There's absolute no reason for any of us to be eating haram food, because there's thousands of halal restaurants there. I know the topic was about, eating, I assume, healthy eating, and also about healthy environments, but I want to cover up two of them at once. The first aspect is take your life serious and check your circle. Who are your brothers you're hanging around with, and who are they? And most importantly, we learn from the stories, we learn from these lessons that we take our life very seriously, one day at a time. Nobody is perfect, and Allah is not looking for perfection. Allah is looking for effort. Allah is just looking for how much are you trying your best to please Allah. That's it. And if you're trying your best to please Allah every day, then know that the day that you die, Allah will know that my slave passed away trying to make me happy before everyone else. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow all of us together, helping each other, be on the right path. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to strengthen our brotherhood within the communities. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us all a beacon of light to shine upon each other as humanity. Because the greatest blessing that you have in your life is not your parents. The greatest blessing you have in your life is not your money. The greatest blessing that you have in your life is not your designer or your Jordans or your cars. The greatest blessing that you have in your life is that you are a Muslim and you have the kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, in your heart. That is the greatest blessing that you have in your life, and don't you ever forget that. Because we are not the followers of Tom, Dick and Harry or LeBron James. We are the follower of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the greatest creation to ever walk upon this earth. So when you leave this masjid, when you leave this room, know and understand that you are his follower, and we are soon to meet him in Jannah, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan, and I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this gathering, accepts this community, and I hope inshallah to see you guys soon prospering and worshiping and helping each other become the best version of yourself together, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Yes. That is a very vast question, but from my opinion, right, I would highly suggest that we don't eat kosher food. We don't need to eat kosher food if we have halal food. We don't need to eat Chick-fil-A if we have thousands of halal restaurants, do we? We don't need to. So sometimes in our life, don't open doors that have doubts. If Allah has made things halal for us, follow Allah's way. Don't open doors of doubt. So it's best, I recommend you stay away from kosher food. Yes. Fish? Of course, I believe this is the Bangladeshi or Desi community, also Yemeni, so I'm sure the brothers can all agree that fish is halal, inshallah. Shrimp? Shrimp, I mean, in different madhabs is different. Of course, like I'm not a mufti, so I'm not gonna, I'd rather you consult with a mufti. But shrimp, right, in Hanafis and stuff, like they accept to eat shrimp. Other madhabs, they don't accept like shrimp. But if you're a Hanafi, I believe this masjid is a school of thought of Imam Abu Hanifa. I could be mistaken, but if you are, then I guess you can have shrimp, inshallah. Yes. Penguins. You want to eat penguins? There's so many other seafood. You want to eat penguins? There's like fish. There's like so many. You have shrimp. You have ilishmas. You have like so many fish.
Why don't we eat penguins?
No. Penguins. They're bigger than you. How are you gonna eat them? Okay. 1 second. Yes. Hold on. 1 second. Yeah. The brothers. I want to hear maybe some questions with the older brothers. Yo, my boys in the back. Fellas, you guys have any questions or anything? The older guys, anything like in mind? 1 second. We heard it from the younger kids. Let's get 1 second. Let's get a few questions from the older ones. Yes, anything. Enzymes. So enzymes, right? There are different types of enzymes, right? And some enzymes, right? They have like animal like ingredients. I would say that's haram, right? Like a lot of food, they have like enzymes and stuff. So you just have to make sure that the enzymes are not like, if it's plant-based, right? You can eat them. If it's not plant-based, then you can't. It's haram. It's animal-based, right? Same thing with red 40. You guys know what red 40 is? Red 40 is in a lot of food. So you have to make sure. For example, a lot of you guys eat noodles, right? Bulldog noodles or something. So bulldog noodles is halal, right? Because the red 40 in the bulldog noodles is plant-based. But there's a lot of cup noodles and noodles. They have red 40 and it's not plant-based. How do you find out? You just call the number in the back, or you can just Google it, red 40, just cup noodles, and you'll find out. Yes. Yes, quiet. Guys, once again, let's be respectful with, excuse me, my brother. Let's be respectful with each other, because it's about respect. Yes. Okay, so that's a very vast, question. But like I said, all madhabs, they're correct. Imam Shafi, he prays like this, Imam Abu Hanifa, like this. So I believe, is this the school of thought, Imam Abu Hanifa? Oh, it's diverse. Okay, so if you follow the school of thought of Imam Shafi, right, you pray like this. But if you follow the school of thought of Imam Abu Hanifa, you pray like this. But all of them are accepted, as long as whatever imam or whatever you. Where do you put it? Underneath, right here. You cover your navel. You see your navel? Right on your navel, like this. So you put one finger like this, and you have the 3 fingers out like this. Like this. Look, I'll show you. No, I know. Like this. Right here. So you cover your navel. Okay? So, yeah.
When you do salam, right? I feel like you do it when the Shaykh said Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, then you do both. And also when he does, you follow with him. Which one is
What do you mean you follow with him? Oh, no. So, when the imam is there, what is the imam? He is the leader of the prayer. So you cannot go to sajda while he's going to sajda. No, right? It's impermissible. You wait for him to go to sajda, and then you follow the imam. So when the imam says Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, you cannot do it with him because you're not the imam. So you have to wait for him to give the first salam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Then everyone gives Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So you follow the imam basically. You understand, right? So you wait for the imam to, you understand, right? Okay, so. No. We're not gonna get in that topic yet. Oh, you guys having dolphins tonight? You guys having dolphins tonight? No, but these are good questions, though. These are good questions, definitely. But time is short. Hold up, guys. Hold on, one second, guys. Shh, quiet, guys. Shh. Yo, can you guys? Okay, 1 second. My brother, little brother. Okay, guys, look, listen. Time is short. It's 9 o'clock. I know you guys have curfews. You guys also are hungry. So I believe there's lunch, there's dinner downstairs. Hey, guys, sit down. Come on, guys, relax. Hey, guys, there's food, okay? There's people in Palestine and different countries, right? They don't have food. So be grateful. Make shukr. Just listen. Be respectful. So inshallah, Imam Sheikh Abdul Jalil will take care of the rest. But I just want to say it was a pleasure meeting with all of you guys. I love you guys, and I look forward to meeting you guys soon. And may Allah bless you guys, inshallah, okay? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wait, guys, come on. All right, so guys, before we go, come on, show respect. You guys are not behaving well, come on. So on behalf of HIC, we would like to thank Hafiz Ismail for coming, for his time off from his busy schedule, and I'm sure you guys benefited, inshallah. So we'll head down for dinner, and then we're going to prepare to leave, inshallah. So you guys eat, make sure you pack up, and yeah, brother. Guys, wait, before you go, we have someone here to revert, inshallah. You guys just give us a minute. Please. 1 minute. Come on. All right, so I would like to invite Brother Oliver. Guys, come on, sit down.
Thank you.
All right, so alhamdulillah, our brother Oliver is here, and we're so happy to have him a part of the community, and thank you for coming. We're going to do the simple, basic reversion that we usually do with the shahada, and you're going to repeat after me, inshallah. So we're going to say it one step at a time, and you're going to repeat after me, inshallah. Ready?
All right.
Ashhadu
Allah
ilaha illallah wa ashhadu وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله ما شاء الله تكبير. Right, so basically what you're saying is, I bear witness, you can repeat after me,
I bear witness
that there is no God
except
Allah. And I also testify
that
Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is his messenger and his servant. Takbir. Right, so all right, no clapping, guys. All right, let me be the first to embrace him, and I would like to welcome you to our community. May Allah bless you. And always feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions, you need anything. We're always here to support you. Guys, inshallah, you guys can come up and give him a hug, inshallah. Meet him, inshallah. His name is Oliver.
Nice to meet you, mate. Oh my God. Hey, how are you guys?
Assalamu alaikum. Hey.
Yeah. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. So you just got it on video? You got everything? Send it to me, inshallah. You're gonna send it to me, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Thank you. Nice meeting you, man. Thank you so much. Take care. We'll do, man. Thank you for everything. I was playing ball already. Tired, I see. It's okay. Hey, thank you for everything. Ooh, almost fell.
Congratulations.
Oh, we have to do this too?
Yeah, that's
Thank you. Were you also playing basketball too? Huh? You also playing basketball too? He says he's tired.
Oh, he plays. No, I didn't play.